The Titan submersible, operated by OceanGate Expeditions, has been imploded in the Atlantic Ocean, news reports have confirmed. On 18th of June, the submersible went on an expedition to explore the wreckage of the sunken Titanic off the coast of Newfoundland, but 2 hours later it lost the communication. A renowned Titanic expert, a world record-holding adventurer, 2 members of one of Pakistan's wealthiest families, and the CEO of the company were part of the luxurious expedition. The U.S. Coast Guard and deep-sea water experts from Canada, the UK, and France jointly started a search operation for the Titan submersible on Sunday, 18th of June, spurring a desperate international rescue effort. However, the U.S. Coast Guard confirmed there were no survivors after the catastrophic implosion deep in the North Atlantic. A massive search and rescue operation is underway in the mid-Atlantic after a tourist submarine went missing during a dive to Titanic's wreck on Sunday. Contact with the small sub was lost about an hour and 45 minutes into its dive, the U.S. Coast Guard said. Tour firm OceanGate said all options were being explored to rescue the 5 people on board. Tickets cost $250,000, £195,000, for an 8-day trip including dives to the wreck at a depth of 3,800 meters, 12,500 feet. Government agencies, the U.S. and Canadian navies and commercial deep-sea firms are helping the rescue operation, officials said. Titanic's wreck lies some 435 miles, 700 kilometers, south of St. John's, Newfoundland, though the rescue mission is being run from Boston, Massachusetts. The missing craft is believed to be OceanGate's Titan submersible, a truck-sized sub that holds 5 people and usually dives with a 4-day emergency supply of oxygen. On Monday afternoon, Rear Admiral John Mauger of the U.S. Coast Guard told a news conference, "We anticipate there is somewhere between 70 and the full 96 hours available at this point." He also said that 2 aircraft, a submarine and sonar buoys were involved in the search for the vessel, but noted the area in which the search is taking place was remote, making operations difficult. Rear Admiral Mauger said the rescue teams were taking this personally and were doing everything they could to bring those on board home safe. Hamish Harding, a 58-year-old British billionaire businessman and explorer, is among those on the missing submarine, his family said on social media at the weekend. Mr. Harding said he was proud to finally announce that he would be aboard the mission to the wreck of the Titanic, but added that because of the worst winter in Newfoundland in 40 years, this mission is likely to be the first and only manned mission to the Titanic in 2023. He later wrote, "A weather window has just opened up and we are going to attempt a dive tomorrow." OceanGate said its entire focus on the crew members in the submersible and their families. "We are deeply thankful for the extensive assistance we have received from several government agencies and deep-sea companies in our efforts to re-establish contact with the submersible," it added. The company bills the 8-day trip on its carbon fiber submersible as a chance to step outside of everyday life and discover something truly extraordinary. According to its website, 1 expedition is ongoing and 2 more have been planned for June 2024. Titan submersible from OceanGate. The submersible usually carries a pilot, 3 paying guests, and what the company calls a content expert. The trip sets sail from St. John's in Newfoundland. Each full dive to the wreck, including the descent and ascent, reportedly takes around 8 hours. The OceanGate website lists 3 submersibles it owns, and only the Titan is capable of diving deep enough to reach the Titanic wreckage. The vessel weighs 23,000 pounds, 10,432 kilograms, and, according to the website, can reach depths of up to 13,100 feet and has 96 hours of life support available for a crew of 5. A vessel called the Polar Prince, which is used to transport submersibles to the wreckage site, was involved in the expedition, its owner told the BBC. A map showing the mothership Polar Prince's known movements. David Pogue, a CBS reporter who traveled in the Titan submersible last year, told the BBC about the issues that both the submersible crew and the land crew were likely to be experiencing, saying that there was currently no way to communicate with the vessel as neither GPS nor radio work underwater. When the support ship is directly over the sub, they can send short text messages back and forth. Clearly those are no longer getting a response, Mr. Pogue said. He added that because the passengers were sealed inside the vessel by bolts supplied from the outside, there's no way to escape. Even if you rise to the surface by yourself, you cannot get out of the sub without a crew on the outside letting you out. The Titanic, which was the largest ship of its time, hit an iceberg on its maiden voyage from Southampton to New York in 1912. Of the 2,200 passengers and crew on board, more than 1,500 died. Its wreckage has been extensively explored since it was discovered in 1985. I think there's a great, almost surreal irony here, which is Titanic sank because the captain took it full steam into an ice field at night on a moonless night with very poor visibility after he had been repeatedly warned by telegram, Cameron said. The arrogance and the hubris that sent that ship to its doom is exactly the same thing that sent those people in that sub to their fate. The world mourns the loss of Stockton Rush, Ph. Narjolit, and their 3 passengers, British billionaire Hamish Harding, Pakistani businessman Shahzad Dawood, and his son, Silman. Already, there's talk of restrictions and regulations and lawsuits. Will the OceanGate disaster mean fewer people going adventuring? Well, every year people do die skydiving, scuba diving, and climbing Mount Everest. Tragic every time. And yet, people keep coming. Some people just have that itch. For them, danger is the point. The risk of dying gives meaning to living.